Deputies investigating theft of golf cart find woman with fentanyl. Deputies investigating another thievery of golf carts. An unlicensed driver from Mexico arrested on a drunk driving charge. More homes sales in the villages for double the profit of the original purchase price. Village's sales rep charged in chicken wing assault completes anger management. A retired Illinois police chief arrested at Walmart in the villages. A subdivision with townhomes planned on Rolling Acres Road. An unlicensed driver from Nicaragua jailed after a traffic stop. A woman was arrested in an alleged attack over inappropriate behavior at a swimming pool. Waterfront home in the village of Amelia sells for $250,000 more than 2017 sale price. Villager accuses doctor of perforation that led to a life-saving emergency surgery. A suspect was arrested in theft of golf cart at Barnes & Noble. Hope Lutheran Church hosts annual blessing of animals. A Wisconsin sex offender registers address at $1 million home in the villages. Villager released on bond after entering plea in theft of golf cart from a church. Villager's daughter enters plea after altercation at Brownwood night spot. A 300-pound villager sentenced after stalking resident's grandson. Village of Pine Ridge home sells for $400,000 more than original price in 2018. Villager arrested in an alleged attack on 88-year-old patient at memory care facility. Distracted driver drives a car into a villager's home. This and more coming up. A distracted driver was injured when she crashed into a house in the villages. The woman was driving a car at about 11:30 a.m. Tuesday on Riverdale Road in the village of Glenbrook when she apparently became distracted while looking for an address, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The car left the roadway and crashed into the side of a house. The woman was transported by ambulance to UF Health, the village's hospital. She was ticketed for careless driving. Her vehicle was towed from the scene. Deputies investigating the theft of a golf cart instead found a woman with fentanyl. Marion County Sheriff's deputies on Thursday afternoon went to a home at 7185 Southeast 147th Street in Summerfield. They entered a workshop at the home to search for possible stolen golf carts when they found 26-year-old Elisa Masters sleeping in a recliner. She had a lighter in her hand and a tinfoil boat in her lap. Masters admitted she had been smoking fentanyl from the tinfoil. She was found to be in possession of a small bag which contained fentanyl. She was arrested on charges of possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. She was booked at the Marion County Jail on a $16,000 bond. These are the people that walk into the squares at night when everybody's dancing, drinking, and having a good time. They're walking around the squares looking for that golf cart with a key in it, and it's gone. Preached about this over and over again. An unlicensed driver from Mexico was arrested on a drunk driving charge and found to have open beer in his vehicle. Mr. Lopez, 30 of Summerfield, was driving a red Chevy Uplander at about 10:30 p.m. Thursday when he was pulled over for a broken right tail lamp. According to a arrest report from the Marion County Sheriff's Office, the traffic stop occurred at Southeast 156th Street on U.S. Highway 441. That's up by Spanish Springs. The deputy detected the odor of alcohol coming from Perez Lopez, who only spoke Spanish. Open containers of Madero beer were spotted in the vehicle. Perez Lopez admitted he had been drinking and that he does not have a driver's license. He agreed to participate in field sobriety exercises, but his poor performance led to the deputy to conclude he had been driving impaired. He provided breath samples that each registered .050 blood alcohol content. He also provided a urine sample. Technically, that's legal. Perez was arrested on charges of driving under the influence and driving without a license. He was booked at the Marion County Jail on $2,000 bond. A home that faces Lake Deaton was sold for over $2 million earlier this summer, earning more than 270% than its original price in 2014. Located at 1765 Wading Heron Way in the village of Lake Deaton, the home sold for $2.25 million on July 13, 2023, according to Sumter County property records. The home was built in 2014 and sold for $833,600 at the time. The new sales price represented a 270% increase over the original sales price. A 3,536 square foot home, which sits on 0.449 acre lot, went under three additions in 2016. There have been no additional building permits or modifications noted at the property, according to the records. The Lake Deaton property is one of several homes in the villages that have been sold this year for a steep increase over their previous sales prices. A home that faces a Sharon Rose Wishing Preserve was sold earlier this year for $1,950,000. The same home sold new for $797,500, less than 7 years ago, according to Lake County property records. A home in Pennycamp that sits on Lake Meona was sold for over $1 million this summer, garnering nearly double its original sale price in 2010. A different home in the village of Santo Domingo sold for $600,000 this summer after selling for $290,000 in 2018. You have to remember, though, I have to say a little something here. They're selling for more, not only because of after the COVID crisis. We've all made money because of that. We've made money, we ain't made money. If you don't have 2 and 3 homes to go to, you can't sell the one you're in, right? But you don't know what kind of modifications were made. The first report showed that there was 3 additions added to that home. And the rest of them, we don't know what you've done. All kinds of stuff that you do to upgrade them, cabinetry, countertops, the spiel. The home itself did go up in value, but you don't know the updates that these original owners may have done to them before they sold a home. A sales representative for the Property of the Villages, arrested earlier this year in an alleged chicken wing assault, has completed an anger management course. A chicken wing assault. Robert Robbie Odette Jr., 40, is facing a charge of assault following his Easter Sunday arrest at his home in the 3100 block of Carter Path in Oxford Oaks development. In what appears to be a bid to persuade the prosecutor's office to dismiss the case, Odette has completed an 8-hour anger management course. A jury trial has been scheduled for October 16th. Odette's wife told police officers that she and Odette had been at a party and returned home when an argument broke out over Odette's lover, according to an arrest report from the Wildwood Police Department. She claimed her husband wanted to go out and meet the other woman. Odette admitted he had received a text from another woman, but claimed she contacted him and ordered him to make his wife stop texting her. Odette said his wife was jealous. God, some of these people, I don't even know what they're thinking. Odette told his wife he was going back out with his friends and needed money. During an argument, she took his phone and Odette threw a box of chicken wings at her. The wife still had sauce from the chicken wings on her neck and chin when officers arrived at the home. During the argument, the wife locked the bedroom door and hid in a closet. She used her phone to record the argument, including Odette banging on the door and using vulgar language. He demanded entry and threatened to physically harm his wife. The couple's baby was at home during the altercation, the report said. I feel sorry for the baby. These adults are acting like children. A retired Illinois police chief has been arrested at Walmart in the Villages. Christopher Rance, 59, who served as police chief in Alsop, Illinois, was arrested on a charge of theft at about 4:30 p.m. Thursday at Walmart at Buffalo Ridge Plaza in the Villages. Rance entered the store and began placing merchandise in a Walmart plastic bag, according to the arrest report. He passed all points of sales without attempting to pay for the merchandise. Rance was read a Miranda warning and initially said he did not wish to speak to the deputies making the arrest. Rance spent 32 years with the police force in Alsop, which is located near Chicago. He was hired in 1985 as a dispatcher and worked his way through the ranks. He was appointed police chief in 2009 and served in that role until his retirement in 2017. Rance was arrested on a misdemeanor charge of theft. He was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released after posting a $500 bond. Mr. Rance, I appreciate your service, but this is not a blue state. This is a red state. You will go to jail for shoplifting. 2 people are being sought after in a liquor heist at a Walmart store in the Villages. A woman entered the Walmart liquor store at Sarasota Plaza at about 3 p.m. August 26th, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. She was wearing a gray t-shirt with black shorts, gray shoes, and a black baseball-style hat. While in the store, she selected multiple bottles of alcohol and then exited the store, passing all points of sales without paying for the alcohol. She was last seen driving a white Chevrolet truck. The heck was that? The sheriff's office indicated that it should also be noted that there was also a black male inside the liquor store at the same time. He purchased a single beer and talked to the cashier, appearing to distract her while the woman was stealing the alcohol. He left the store after the woman and was picked up by her in the white Chevrolet truck. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Division at 352 793 2621 or remain anonymous, contact Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. That's 1-800-423-8477. Reference case number 5267. I hate a thief. We all pay for it. A thief. Somebody's paying for that alcohol, and it ain't a thief. It's you and me. A new subdivision with townhomes will be up for discussion Monday night before Lady Lake Planning and Zoning Board. The Lady Lake Reserve subdivision proposes the construction of 69 single-family homes and 42 townhomes on property consisting of 24.75 acres. The property is located on the east side of Rolling Acres Road, 1 mile south of County Road 466. The subdivision would be located immediately south of the Southern Eagle Squadron RC Club off Rolling Acre Road. There will be 4 acres devoted to stormwater management areas and open space and 2.82 acres for park and recreation areas. Overall density of the development is 4.48 dwelling units per acre. There are no wetlands on the property. All proposed roadways would be public and would be dedicated to the town of Lady Lake. All proposed utilities are public and are to be dedicated to the town of Lady Lake, as well as the stormwater infrastructure within the right-of-way. The proposed stormwater retention ponds and other stormwater infrastructure located in tracts will be maintained by the developer and homeowners association. All easements will be maintained by the homeowners association. All landscaping within the right-of-way internal to the development will be maintained by the homeowners association. All common areas and retention ponds shall be maintained by the homeowners association. The property is owned by Carl A. Smith, trustee. The planning board will meet at 5:30 p.m. Monday at Lady Lake Town Hall. An unlicensed driver from Nicaragua was jailed after a traffic stop on US 301. Gerson Ernester Telez, 32, of Oxford, was driving a white Toyota Corolla at 5:44 a.m. Saturday on U.S. Highway 301 near County Road 114 when a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy noticed that the car did not have a functioning tag light. During a traffic stop, Telez, who does not speak English, provided the deputy with his Social Security card and indicated he does not have a driver's license. Telez said he has been living in the United States for about 2 years. He was arrested on a charge of driving without a valid driver's license. He was also issued a written warning for a non-functioning tag light. He was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released after posting a $500 bond. A woman has been arrested in an alleged attack over what she perceived to be inappropriate behavior at a swimming pool. Amanda Ferragamo, 41, of Fruitland Park, saw a man and a woman by the pool doing some stretches in the wee hours of Sunday, according to the arrest report of Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Ferragamo accused the man and woman of engaging in inappropriate activities. Ferragamo shoved the woman and smacked her across the face. The woman had a red mark on her face where she had been hit. Ferragamo also shoved the man and hit him too. The man said Ferragamo attacked them, and he said she was pissed. Ferragamo is in a domestic relationship with the man who was reportedly attacked. He got caught. That's what happened. The location of the incident was redacted from the arrest report.
The New York native
Was arrested on 2 counts of battery. She was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center. Bond was set at $1,000. Doesn't say what pool. She's from Fruitland Park. She's not from here. So was it in our pool? If it was in our pool, that means this is proof that person snuck in. Maybe that pool was redacted from the arrest report because the developer or Rohan don't want people to really know that people are sneaking in here and using our pools like this. Don't know if that's true, but makes you wonder. A waterfront designer home in the village of Amelia has sold for more than $250,000 above its previous sale price in 2017. Three-bedroom, two-bath, 2,132 square foot home located at 1819 Banbury Run in the Village is sold for $624,900 earlier this month. According to a Zillow listing, the Whispering Pine designer home features multiple upgrades, including a tiled Florida room, a gas fireplace with a television mounted above it, and a curved island with granite countertops in the kitchen. The property is located near the Mallory Country Club and Championship Golf Course and is just a few minutes away from Lake Sumter Landing. That is a good area up there. I used to live up in that area. Caroline, Mallory, that's all kind of the same area. And Mallory Country Club on Wednesday back then, all the chicken wings you could eat for like $10. What a deal. The home was built in 2007. The home first sold new for $260,700. In 2017, the home sold for $369,900, according to the Sumter County property records. Last month, a home in the Village of Santo Domingo sold for $600,000, or more than double its 2018 price of $290,000. Earlier this summer, a home in the Village of Pine Hills, located along the Sharon Road Weinhardt Reserve, sold for nearly double its 2016 sale price, garnering a profit of $500,000. Congratulations on all that profit. I only wish I had a second home here. I'd sell it right now and pocket that money, and I guess me and Sue would do whatever you want to do. In a lawsuit filed against Citrus Cardiology Consultants, a Village of St. James resident claims he sustained significant injuries that required emergency life and limb-saving surgery after a doctor negligently placed stents in his leg, causing a serious perforation. The lawsuit was filed by attorney Andrew F. Knopf on behalf of Barry Armstrong and his wife Vicky in Sumter County Circuit Court on Monday. The couple is accusing Dr. Brian Saluk and his office, Citrus Cardiology Consultants PA, of negligence in the care and treatment of Mr. Armstrong during the procedure to address left leg stenosis. During the initial visit, Armstrong allegedly complained of numbness in both legs. The complaint states that Armstrong also had a prior history of stents to his iliac arteries and superficial femoral artery, which led Dr. Sullick to order a peripheral angiogram. Armstrong returned to Dr. Sullick's office October 25, 2021 for an angiography and stenting. According to the complaint, a note from the visit indicated that orthopedic intervention had not improved Armstrong's symptoms, but there was no mention of a referral to or consultation with a vascular surgeon. The complaint goes on to state that there are no records of the angiography taking place in a hospital. The angiography performed on Mr. Armstrong by Dr. Selleck was done in an outpatient office setting. Dr. Selleck allegedly performed an ultrasound of both the left and right leg before beginning the angiography to fix the right iliac in the right common femoral artery. I hate doctor reports. After completing the right leg, Dr. Selleck attempted to fix the left iliac in the left common femoral artery when a major complication occurred. The complaint states that while Dr. Selleck was attempting to address the left leg stenosis, he failed to recognize how severely calcified the vessel was. As a result, the complaint claims that Dr. Selleck should not have utilized balloon angioplasty and should have referred Mr. Armstrong to a vascular surgeon. Instead, Dr. Selleck persisted and caused a perforation, reads in the complaint. The document goes on to suggest that the doctor placed stents completely outside the vessel and in the soft tissue of the left leg. As a result of negligence performed, the alleged perforation resulted in Armstrong needing to be airlifted to the Orlando Regional Medical Center for life and limb saving revascularization procedures, according to the complaint. During the emergency surgery, medical staff allegedly confirmed that Dr. Selleck had placed stents through the artery and into the soft tissue. The complaint states that Armstrong required more than one bypass surgery and that he developed complications from the perforation, including infection, hematoma, in the weeks and the months to follow. It goes to indicate that Armstrong also required additional hospitalizations. The lawsuit seeks damages in excess of $50,000, exclusive of interest, costs, and attorney fees, as well as a jury by trial. Citrus Cardiology Consultants PA currently operates 4 locations in the Villages: at Spanish Springs Town Center, Lake Sumter Landing, Brownwood, and one along U.S. Highway 441. Even the doctors that graduate at the bottom of the class, they find themselves a job in Florida. I hope things get better here. Hey, A suspect has been arrested in the theft of a golf cart from the parking lot at Barnes & Noble at Lake Sumter Landing. The red 2016 Yamaha golf cart was stolen on the night of September 9th. A juvenile was spotted driving the golf cart on Tuesday at Walmart at Buffalo Ridge Plaza. Sumter County Sheriff's deputies had been called to the store to investigate a theft. The juvenile in the golf cart was not arrested for theft, but was ordered to stay away from the store at the request of the management. The juvenile was turned over to his mother. He indicated he was allowed to drive the golf cart by 51-year-old Jerry Michael Lay Jr. of San Leandro Villas, who has a long history of golf cart thefts in Florida's
friendliest hometown.
A deputy went to Lay's home on Thursday to inquire about the golf cart, which was found to be the same one stolen from Barnes & Noble. Lay was taken into custody on a charge of theft and booked without bond at the Sumter County Detention Center. At the time of the arrest, Lay had been free on bond following the theft of a golf cart at Spanish Springs. Hence the reason he is being held without bond for the latest arrest. Earlier this year, Lay was arrested in connection with the theft of a 2015 Yamaha golf cart at Lake Sumter Landing. In 2019, Lay was arrested in connection with another stolen golf cart. Remember, people, they lurk amongst us. The annual blessing of the animals at Hope Lutheran Church in the Villages took place on Saturday morning with Pastor John Mark McLean officiating. Dozens of dogs and a miniature donkey were blessed at the event. Pastor McLean led the congregation in prayer before the general blessing of the assembled animals. He followed up with an individual blessing for those who made special requests. The village's dynamic dog club was present with several service and therapy dogs. The 200-member club visits schools, nursing homes, hospitals with their trained therapy dogs. The village's Greyhound Club was on hand with several hounds which they had rescued. Steve and Tinsy German were present with Jesse, a 7-year-old miniature donkey. The Germans live on a farm in Summerfield. The Germans have been regulars over the years at the blessings and in past years have brought llamas and alpacas to the event. Last year they brought a 3-legged goat. I'm sorry. That just sounds funny. He brought a 3-legged goat. Oh, they clearly love the event, as did all those present. I'm sorry for laughing at the 3-legged goat. A Wisconsin sex offender has registered a permanent address at a $1 million home in the Villages. Johnny Anathan Vogel, 73, on Tuesday registered address at 2911 Euclid Terrace in the village of Gilcrest, according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. He registered through the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Vogel was convicted in 2017 on 2 counts of sexual assault in Brown County, Wisconsin, which includes Green Bay. At the time of his arrest, Vogel was accused of sexually assaulting residents at a group home that he had been running. According to a press account at the time by WBAY, the ABC TV affiliate in Green Bay, 3 female residents told police Vogel touched them sexually and then told them not to tell anyone, the television station reported. He was arrested on charges of sexual assault and victim intimidation. This guy's disgusting. And now he lives with us. Vogel and his wife purchased their home in the Villages on May 31st for $1 million. The house has a pool and overlooks a golf course. Well, anybody that sees this guy, burn these pictures in your head. If you see this guy hanging around a family pool with their children, call the police. A villager with a long criminal history has been released on bond after entering a plea in the theft of a golf cart from a church. Mark Muldoon, 60, was released this past week from the Sumter County Detention Center, where he had been lodged for nearly 2 weeks. He posted a $5,000 bond after pleading not guilty in Sumter County Court to a charge of vehicle theft. Muldoon is accused of stealing the silver 2019 Onward Club golf cart on the evening of September 16 at Fairway Christian Church on County Road 466. It had been driven there by a member of the church who was attending a worship service. New details revealed in the case indicated that Muldoon claims he had been on his way to nearby Cherry Lake Road to purchase cocaine. Oh, gosh. Some of these people are just plain stupid. He claims he stopped at the church for water, which would explain why he showed up on video surveillance. He told deputies he did not steal the golf cart, but he knows who did. He said he would be willing to reveal the name of the thief. If you don't arrest me for buying cocaine, it's a deal, right? You promise? Muldoon, a Chicago native who lives in the Escondido Villas, had been released from the jail August 22nd after spending nearly a month and a half behind bars on a drug charge and probation violation. Muldoon has a long troubled history here in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
This past May, Muldoon was armed with a broom when he allegedly caused a laceration to a man's head. In 2020, Muldoon was arrested after paying an unwanted visit to Spanish Springs Town Square. That's the guy. I thought he looked familiar. He has been trespassed at the Spanish Springs Town Square, and maybe all of them. He's not allowed to go there, period. Muldoon had been banned from the square in 2015. That year, he was sentenced to 30 days in jail after a woman complained to a police officer that he had been grabbing a woman's arm and asking them to dance while at the square. Muldoon has had numerous other arrests, most of them stemming from intoxicated behavior and probably drugs. This is an update to a news report we did months ago. I can't tell you the exact time we did this, but this is an update. A 300-pound villager who stands 6 feet 4 inches tall has been sentenced after stalking a resident's grandson he met through an online dating application. Russell Edward Thompson, 54, of the village of Springdale, had been placed on probation for 3 years after pleading no contest last month in Sumter County Court to charges of burglary and theft, a charge of stalking, a charge of criminal mischief, and 2 additional counts of theft were dismissed as part of the plea deal. A home in the village of Pine Ridge sold earlier this month for over $400,000 more than its original price in 2018. Located at 3457 Bowman Avenue, the home sold for $1,079,000 earlier this month, according to listings from Zillow and Realtor.com. Lake County property records show that the property, which is located in the Fruitland Park section of the Villages, was originally built in 2018. At the time, it sold for $650,800. The 2,587 square foot home has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and is situated on a 0.49 acre lot. The property joins several others that have sold for large profits in the Villages this year. That includes a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in the village of Pennycamp on Lake Meona that sold for $1,010,000 this year. That home sold for $521,600 in 2010. I think a lot of people are cashing out. Not a bad idea if you got another house. A 71-year-old villager was arrested after a brawl at a home in the village of Cason Hammock, fairly new neighborhood, and there's problems already. Linda Marie Cassis, 71, who lives at 867 Bowden Road, said she had driven her silver Nissan pickup to a home on nearby Trifou Terrace for help with the Bluetooth function on her phone, according to the arrest report. A man came out of the home and ordered Cassis off his property. Cassis allegedly told him, "I don't have to." Well, if it ain't your property, you damn sure do. And he retorted by calling her an Italian bitch. Well, I'm going to say he must know this lady to know she's Italian, right? Cassis got out of her truck and charged at the man. He ran back into the residence and locked the door. Cassis began banging on the door as well as the slide door windows. The man was afraid she would break the windows, so he opened the door. She punched him 2 or 3 times in the face and kept grabbing him. She entered the residence, but he pushed her back out. A woman at the home attempted to separate them during the altercation. Cassis was arrested on charge of battery. She was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released after posting a $500 bond. $50. She's coming back after you. Well, let's do a couple of letters to the editor. To the editor, I agree with the recent letter about lack of accurate checking of pool IDs. I think we should have pool wrist IDs that swimmers in the pool could then be checked by requiring them to come to the side of the pool for scanning. Allowing all those who go in the water and therefore not be required to show ID is ridiculous. It is. I've been talking about this for years. It's stupid. That's sent in by Patricia O'Connor, Village of Springdale. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, there might have been a good reason for that because this was basically a retirement community. But now that we have all these druggies and all these apartments popping up around everywhere and all these people that's wanting to be here, but they don't want to pay for nothing, I think some things need to be changed. To the editor, I can't believe someone from the rec department said, if it bothers you, then you check passes. I have lived in villages for 9 years and have probably been asked maybe 6 times for my ID. I play water volleyball, and one day there were 4 20-something people in the pool at the same time in the area that is not a court. I think using an ID to get into the pool should be like the key cards to get through the gate. We pay a large sum of amenity fees, and pools should not let just anyone in to use them. The rec department better hire more people to check IDs or have folks scan their IDs for entry. That's sent in by Joe Ellen Shaw from the Village of Dunedin. Well, I agree with every bit you say. I just want to make a couple of comments here so you understand. The rec department better hire more people to check IDs. That means your amenity fees are going to go up because these people get paid a salary and they have insurance, all that kind of stuff. So that means, are you willing to pay a higher price? How many people do they need to hire, do you think? I mean, how many pools they got now? Think about this. This could cost you a little bit of money. Using the ID to get in the pool. That's a good idea, but there again, how much money are you willing to pay for this? If they decide that they're going to have any kind of a system to get into a pool, like say fingerprints. I've been to a lot of retirement places where everything's done by fingerprint. Well, that's got to go system wide, not just your area. So if it goes to all them pools, that's going to literally be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And once again, your amenity fees are going to go up to pay for all that. So if you think your amenity fees are a large sum now, I do all this, it's going to cost you 2 or 3 times that, maybe more. But I do agree something needs to be done. And by the way, the fingerprint thing about getting into a pool is useless. Look at the walls on everything from, I'll say, about 466 South all the way down to Finney area. Most walls are short enough where somebody could just step over top of them and go on in. They don't need to go through that gate. But Gilchrist, there's an area up there where they're complaining about people on the other side of the wall that don't even live here, and they're constantly climbing the wall to get in their pool. They're not making that up. I mean, this is what they witness up there. Just because Roham doesn't see anything, he likes to wear blinders. He just walks around blind. He's a numbers guy. Somehow they take these scanners and they look at the numbers on there, and that tells him everything he thinks he needs to know. He's not going to do anything. Why? If he does anything that looks like it could make this place not seem like
Florida's friendliest hometown,
it could cost the developer a cell or two of a home. Then they're not going to do anything. So that's where a lot of us now, I think, has got to make a decision. I guess the decision we're going to have to make is, do we want to stay here and continually putting up with this crap? That's it. Stay here, move somewhere else. I don't know if anywhere else is even any better, truthfully. So anyway, that'll be the news for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe. Consider being a Patreon member. You can join for as little as $2 a month. And the Patreon people are the ones that sponsors my news every week. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't do this. Come to Wednesday for Port Sutton every Wednesday about noon. So with that being said,
don't leave your keys in the golf